Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada. Jai Vishnu Padma Suraj Gachari Shtotra Sasrang Vishnu Bhakti Sanskrit Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Amachar Shri Haridas Thakur Prem se kaho ji Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shri Gaur Bhakti Radha Gopijana Bhagavan Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Rajvansh Vrindavan Dham ki Jai Mayapurna Dip Dham ki Jai Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Pradham ki Jai Krishna Pradham Tulsivaran ki Jai Gange Mai Yamuna Mai ki Jai Samveta Gaura Bhaktarand ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanand. All glories to Simran Sri Krishna. All glories to Simran Sri Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru Shri Gaura Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ajnanatammirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chaksharan miltamena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Shavadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru and Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarabhisha Vasandabhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnavya Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Itkripatam Vande Shri Gurundanataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Sharam. So yesterday, we'll just take a recap. What makes our devotion unsteady? The four anarthas. What are the different types of four anarthas? Can everyone see that on the screen?
Yes,
Online?
Yes, Prabhuji.
yes, Prabhuji.
So we'll take only 5 minutes recap. So, our four types of anarthas are aparadhas that we commit, offenses, and the material desires that we have, and weakness of the heart, and misunderstanding of spiritual truths. So again, they're classified into four types: offenses towards the holy name, deities, devotees, and other jivas. Material desires, asatrishna. We have affinity, we have attraction towards material objects and possessions, and we have affinity for comforts. We want to have mystic powers, impersonal liberation. And Hridaya Daurbalyam, because of the weakness of the heart, we want to become famous, we are envious of others, and we have tendency for fault finding, or we want to have a cheating propensity. And we have attachment for objects not related to Krishna. Similarly, our misunderstanding is based on our own identity. So same thing with we misunderstand Krishna's position. Also, the process of bhakti, we have some misunderstandings. And subjects unfavorable to Krishna also, we have misunderstanding. Because of that, we are impelled by 6 enemies. All the four anarthas, 4 into 4, 16, that will push us into
that will make us face 6 enemies, and that will push us into cycle of birth and death. Not that they're very good, Bharat Maharaj, in the last, he already attained Bhava stage actually. Means very soon he attained Prema. That's where he was attached to deer. And his going back to Godhead was delayed by 2 more births. He became a deer. Not that deer is like a happy position. Always scared of tiger may come, lion may come and eat up. And as Jadbharat, he was also abused by his brothers in the next lifetime. And the thieves wanted to cut off his head. Sorry, wanted to chop off his head as a sacrificial offering to Mother Kali. So there also in Maharaj Ravana also, mistreated him initially. So, whatever the 4 anarthas we are harboring and we are longing for it, the end result is not good. That's a simple thing. So, the 5 potent forms of deity, 5 angas of bhakti out of 64. Chanting the holy name and, mantra vas and reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Guru and devotee seva and deity worship. Even if we harbor anarthas, we'll make progress on that. We'll definitely go forward. Every mantra we hear, every service we render is an eternal credit. There is no question of coming back. So however this anarthas nullified, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, when one anartha is removed, it's called Ekadashi Vartani. But many anarthas are removed. When Krishna is happy with our behavior, with our service attitude, then Krishna will remove many anarthas at a time. That's called Bahudesh Vartani. And if our anarthas are almost complete, means they are there. Means you'll see that they'll bother you, but they'll not that much bother you that you are tormented. They'll shake you up. Earlier you were shaken up. You're undone. Now we are there still. That's called a praiki. Means you are slowly gaining victory, but you are not there yet. But when anarthas are purna, complete, means you are freed. This happens in ruchi state. But they may come back. Somebody asked yesterday, if I become proud, okay, he'll come back. They say we are here, don't worry. They're not fully disappeared. But in the prema stage, atyantiki, absolute, means they will never return. But that you will attain only in the prema stage. So, but what will prolong unsteady bhakti? Selfishness. And I, me, mine. And you are very attached to false designations, upadhis. And you are fully absorbed in bodily consciousness. Yesterday somebody asked, anything that puts you on the bodily platform, it's not good for you. What is Maya? Not this. What is not this? You think is this. So, means it will prolong your illusion. It will prolong your absorption in your illusion. When Yashoda saw Krishna's mouth, the entire, all the universes, I think because of illusion, I think I am the Nandarani and my husband is Nanda Maharaj and I am the queen of Vrindavan. No, this is all temporary. This is only 1 second then. The Krishna gave the realization. But of course, she was also under the internal energy, Yogamaya. So, and our past bad habits and conditioning, that will continue us to, that will make us continue in unsteady bhakti. It will prolong. And what is the end result? What are the signs that we are still in unsteady bhakti? Laya. During class, during chanting, we fall asleep. I went to India this time also. This is not a default thing. I see what's his name, Janivas Prabhu, I saw him falling asleep every time because they get up very early. Their sleep is not sufficient. So when you see, you're doing unsteady bhakti. Janivas Prabhu is a pure devotee. So during our chanting, we are distracted, even though we are fully awake. And sometimes we are not interested in some angas of bhakti. Kirtan is going on, we talk. Japa is going on, we talk. Kashaya, a wrong behavior that will lead to unbecoming of a Vaishnava or Vaishnavi. And second is rasaswada, your taste for material enjoyment. When you're here, yes, yes, yes. When you're outside, that is also yes, yes, yes. Actively participate in the party. I want to be very active wherever I go. I want to be very active wherever I go. That's fine. Means you have a taste. भोगने का इच्छा तो है दिल में. So that will, these are the 5 enemies. If you have these things, so you should know you're continuing in unsteady bhakti. So because of that errant behavior, different people exhibit different types of behavior. We saw that yesterday. What is that? Utsahamai, initial enthusiasm. Second thing, sometimes enthusiasm, sometimes lethargy. Third thing, such में Krishna है क्या? Doubtful of the process. And the next one is internal tug of war with metal sense enjoyment. If you go to ISKCON, many people, why they don't come to our temples? Actually, opposite apartments, there are thousands of people. Just 500 meters distance, you have 5,000 people. They all know ISKCON very well. They'll come only on Janmashtami. They make sure they are not caught by you and they are not preached to by you. They'll take prasad, they'll take darshan, and they'll go. So during Damodar month, I do it. So did you ever come to a temple? I just opposite. She said, yeah, 3 years ago before COVID, I came to, I attended Damodar program. And after that, you never came? No, we never came. So because the Hare Krishnas means you have to give up this, and also this. What is the best thing? Give up ISKCON only. Then you don't need to worry about giving up. I can give up 1 or 2. But these guys are too much and 3 much. So, and Niyamakshma, inability to uphold hosts. Now, what is the last one? Tarangarangini, waves of, you will be floating on the waves of attachment to wealth, adoration, distinction, and enjoying the facilities coming out of bhakti. And along with that, what will lead you, what will make you continue in this unsteady bhakti process long time? You are committing offenses. What is that? You are committing offenses. And because of that, you are developing habits. You are developing habits, certain bad habits. Definitely they are not good habits. That are not good for bhakti. Aparadopta. And you commit mistakes during sadhana, during the bhakti process. And you commit mistakes to the holy name. And you commit mistakes during a seva, on the altar, maybe in the kitchen, or dealing with devotees. So, what is his name? Krishna Chakravarti Thakur says, actually, Harinam Chintamani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, especially when it comes to Namaprada, the first one is deadly. I'm sorry. So, these, I saw this yesterday. Finished? Thank you. And nama aparadas, and what is the first one is deadly. What is the first one? Which is the first one of the anardha offenses. What is the last one? Inattention. That is inattention. We are dealing. Yesterday I said, Asat Trishna Hridayadharun, they are very close. What is the difference? Hridayadharbalyam, you know it is wrong, still you do it. Asat Trishna means you have desire, you have a natural attachment for certain things. And that's a conditioning. So because of that, apathy, apathetic to the chanting of the holy names, sometimes you're lazy, and sometimes you'll fall asleep at chanting. Sometimes you're a distraction, Vikshepa. You're distracted. And what is the result? Honest with you, you will see this everywhere in ISKCON. This is the next screen. If you genuinely follow, you'll go back to Godhead, as simple as that. 2007 or 8, Tamil President Malaysia, Uttam Chaitanya Prabhu, he said, the only problem you are offering Vaspuja to Jayapataka Maharaj, the only problem in ISKCON is we don't do attentive chanting. That is the only problem. And we neglect also. So these are, because of that, what is the resultant behavior of inattention? 15 different wrong behaviors. And Lord Chaitanya mentioned to Rupa Goswami, because of this, and we grow weeds. They appear like Bhakti Lata, but they are not Bhakti Lata. Nishid, unacceptable behavior, diplomatic behavior. Now, one time, one sannyasi said this. ISKCON, yes, we follow. We don't even eat onion garlic, what to speak of eating meat. But we are very, what is that? We offend devotees. We give left, right to devotees. Jiva Himsa we do. Mundane profiteering, mundane adoration, and puja pratishtha labha. So today, this is what we saw, that how do we work? Actually, I can continue on this. I thought, no. So only one day, we're ending it today. So how do you overcome this? That's better, right? Rather than focusing on so much dissection of the problem, analysis. Come to the solution. What is that? Solution. Solution means, those of you who have done Bhakti Sastri, actually I was drawn towards an act of instruction. I'll just, many of you know this, but anyway I have to touch this. Because our goal is back, this lifetime, go back to Godhead. Somebody is telling recently, actually Advait friend was telling, yeah, it may take 2000 lifetimes to go back to Godhead. How many of you are very happy about it? Huh? Scary? What is his name? Lord Chaitanya and Mukunda. How long he said? 1 crore, 10 million lifetimes. He started dancing. And you said 2000 lifetimes? Scary. His lifetime is Jana about. But I will not come to the morning program. I will directly come to the prasad only. Krishna consciousness 5 years ago. Still Krishna has not come yet. So it means, it means Rajo. Rajo means Rajaguna. Means things should happen my way or highway. Things should happen my way. Otherwise, the only problem, you already got this year. If only I knew this day one. So not like that. Yesterday I said it. 2 things you've already made progress. What is that? Kleshagni. You have become free from material distress. So many things you have become free from. Subhada, auspiciousness started in your life. And you are straight line. A line is drawn between you and Krishna. And you are going forward. With whatever pace you are going forward, you are going forward. As long as you don't leave this bus. Maya is telling you, there is an aeroplane, you leave this bus and come there. That will go faster. Somebody asked Prabhupada, why are you traveling in aeroplanes? People are running fast to go to hell. To stop them, I have to travel. And traveling in flights to stop them. One time, one preacher, Christian preacher. So they were all going to a massive open gambling match. Everyone is going in thousands. This Christian preacher is standing. Hey, you're all going to hell. You're all going to hell. Everyone is laughing. If we are all going to hell, my brother is going, my sister is going, my family is going. What will I do in heaven? Let me go with them. Together we'll suffer, right? So that is how it works. You know it, but you ignore it. Those of you who have been to Detroit Airport, there is a shop wonderfully unnecessary. What is the name of the shop? Actually, I have a picture. I took a picture. If you want, I can show it right now. And in other words, whoever comes to the shop is telling you're a fool number 1. I have not seen any fool, better fool than you. I'm telling you this is unnecessary and you're coming and buying. I'm honest with you. Because I travel a lot, so I see this. Every time I cross this, wonderfully unnecessary. Means he's telling you're simply useless if you come and buy. And people will go. And if you go downtown Detroit, play here and win here. All the money we kept only for you to win. Spend that $100 and take 5 million. What is the end result? You lose $100. Every week, give away $500,000. Every week, Friday, give away. Means some people are there to take that. Means to lose their $100 for 1 million. So that's how Maya works. That's how Maya works. So we are all trying to come out. Actually, end out this last sessions are a little very eye-opening. Let us focus. So I am irresistibly drawn towards the verses of Nectar of Instruction to jump from unsteady devotion to steady devotion. But ladies and gentlemen, you cannot hear? Huh?
The microphone, the speaker.
I'm sorry. Huh? Can you hear? Oh, I'm sorry. So, what is that? First thing is, one should have determination and enthusiasm. Should be determined, enthusiastic. A person who is driven, visionary. How many of you heard this word visionary? One who is a visionary has a vision. That's where he'll start the business. Means others don't know. They don't have the vision. This guy has a vision. He'll become successful. What others are not seeing, you're able to see. Recently, I did Govardhan and I showed the 1008 Dandavat Parikrama picture. You remember? I showed it to one Damodar program. It's not needed. One lady said, why is he wasting his time? भगवान की कृपा के लिए इतना मेहनत करना है क्या? I'm very devoted. I'm not atheistic. I'm very devoted. That's how Maya works. And if you remember, I said this person, German, father is a director of railways, Germany. He is doing this parikrama. Means what I'm trying to impress? He's not a full number one. When Americans do or Westerners do, Indians will do. But this is not a hippie German. His father is a director of railways. I'm trying to impress on the audience that this guy has intelligence. He's doing it. So what does it mean? In other words, you do it. I'm not telling directly, but what am I telling? Develop a desire to do it. Because Indians have this nature. He's doing it. There should be something there. Something is there. I should also do it. And we have that intelligence actually. So I am drawn. I will only touch it because some of you or many of you might have attended Bhakti Shastri. Why I'm telling this is, if you know the gifts, you'll do it. One lady, I preached to her again and again and again during the. She never chanted one round. One day she came very sad. Straight she came to me. Every time I would go to her when she would come to Nirvana. That day she came to me and said, I want to talk to you. I said, Haribo. She's becoming a devotee. Amazing. I said, yesterday, my husband lost the project. This American company said, you have to go back to India. We're canceling the visa in 15 days. But I'm very worried for my child's education. What should we do to stay here? Can we stay in your temple? I said, it's not easy. We apply R1. And you have to chant 16 rounds. She said, tomorrow I'll chant 16 rounds. I'll chant 16 rounds tomorrow. Can you apply R1 for us? Wow. How many of you are understanding? So yesterday, that's the point I'm making. If you keep Krishna as a spare wheel, spare tire, people come here, doctor says, cancer is 4+, we cannot. Then they will come here. Up to that point, they will try everything. Money is there, intelligence is there. So Krishna, you will take shelter of Krishna only when nothing works. That is not bhakti. So, bhakti demands a total transformation. One lecture I heard, if you go to spiritual world, you will be miserable. Why? Everyone there in the spiritual world, they're mad after Krishna. You see mango. I heard in the spiritual world, when mango falls down, a mango river flows. Not that you'll be bored. You can keep on drinking that. And there is no boring, and the happiness keeps on increasing. After 3 mangoes, you'll be bored here. No, spiritual world not like that. So that is your nature. But you cannot write, you have to go and stay with your family. There's so much. This Raganaga platform. And you'll be, I cannot stay here. America is better, let me go. So whatever the behavior that is expected there, Kanakadas says we should exhibit that behavior here. Then only we'll go back. Murjan Prabhu says, we want to go back to avoid the suffering. We don't want to go back to do service. Means we are still few lessons behind. So what we have to do to stay, will not go far, will go forward. Have control on your speech. Either speak about Krishna or don't speak. Vacha vegam, mana krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udara upastha vegam. Means either you talk about Krishna or don't talk. Devotees means, okay, you're not dealing with devotees, now outsiders. Now devotees, Sunday feast. Prasad is over 3 hours, 4 hours. That is not Sangha. Sangha means Krishna. One time one devotee said, if devotees of Ram together, one devotee of Ram comes, one devotee of Krishna comes, they have an argument between who is great, who will win. Audience will win. This Prabhu will be extolling the glories of Ram, and this Prabhu will be extolling the glories of Krishna. Who will win? It's a nectar to the audience. Yes or no? Oh, your Krishna is 16,108 ways. Ram is only one, So, but he is okay. He has, he cut off the nose of Surpanaka, but my Krishna can accept it. So, like this, the audience will be, happy. So, discuss Krishna. Satarati lokam starayati. So, watch out. That's how you can control. Otherwise, everyone will speak. How do we control? It's impossible. That's why Mayavadis, Brahmavadis, what they will do, Guru will tell you. Don't speak from today. Moni Baba. He'll stop. Then what he will do? He'll have a slate. Because he has to speak. So don't actually, our suffering is because of our speech. गलत बोलते हैं और we reap the result. Our suffering comes from our false speech or reaction, because devotees, they're all devotees. Or one sentence. He's very good, Prabhu. But you told, the reaction comes. Manasa means, in their Prabhupada writes, focus on serving Krishna, quoting Ambrish Maharaj. Yesterday, Shama Krishna was quoting Radhe Shyam Prabhu. Monday to Friday, make your home temple. Saturday, Sunday, make temple your home. Come and serve. Very nice point. So then what happens? You are Krishna conscious. This is not International Society for Krishna Activity. What is this? International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Otherwise, standing in Mangalarti, I was standing in Sunday feast. Okay, Sunday are jumping. Okay, about class. And when is the prasad? So you already, time is 1:30, you jump to 2 o'clock already. You're not here now. So after prasad, then I'll go there. I'll go to that. So you're jumping. Conditioned soul has one nature. Either you will go in the past, and I should not have done this, I should not have done this. One thing will bother you like anything. I should not have done this. I should not have done this. Or fear for future. You are never in the present. You need to be very spiritually very strong to access the power of the present. So focus on rendering service to Krishna. We'll see that actually Manasa. Krodha means Prabhu Goswami says, and even of course Krishna says, Trividam Narkasyedam Dwaram Nasanamatmana Kama Krodhastada Lobhascha. These three things we should give it up. But lust is there, we can know anger is there. When lust is there, anger is there. So anyway, no problem. We want to, this program is for purification. Jihva, simple, straight, only eat prasad. Never eat anything. If you make the choice today, oh boy, you'll go forward in your life. I'll eat only prasad. I mean, emergency situations, you can eat fruits, whatever, nuts, whatever. But if you have to make the choice, because contamination enters through the tongue. Contamination enters through the tongue for sure. Because whatever food you eat, udara, or eating, upastha, genitals, utilize it to procreate children. There is nothing wrong. So, this is the first verse. And Saraswati Thakur says, speech we'll see at the end, mind we'll see at the end. But we'll touch a little bit. Prajalpa, don't do Prajalpa. I was telling in brahmachari class, in my childhood, 1 minute. Childhood, this is what we do, we used to do. All the relatives, they sit together. And they are like that, they are like that, they are like that, they are like that. And this is like they are like that, they are like that. Prajalpa. Cricket match, 50 hours in the morning, 50 hours in the evening. Glued to the TV, next day, purport. And analysis. What will be done? You know? And then elections time, again, purport and analysis. You know? This is how my time is wasted. And I cannot bring it back. Is there anybody like that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You know, especially Indians have a strong family background. Festivals means what? Festivals means Indians only 3 things. Eat, eat, eat. That's it. Means only one. But in between talk. Am I yes or no? Am I yes? What is the question?
I had a question for the previous slide. For the Jiva, like when it comes on the last point where it says, be grateful when Krishna supplies, accept as mercy.
When Krishna supplies prasad.
Yeah, be grateful when Krishna supplies, accept as mercy.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, sometimes like we have prasadam here standing in front of us and nobody is there in the hall and we don't even know whom to ask, but our eyes are directly on that prasadam and we think like, do we really have to wait for someone to come and give or can we just grab it from the plate?
Where?
Like, I'm just giving an example. Like sometimes we have to wait even though it is in front of us. So
No, you're talking about the prasad on the altar?
no. Just anyway, like any prasadam place or like we wait people to come and.
As long as upstairs, you can take it, don't worry. But not here. Then we'll tell Shambhishwar to close the curtain all the time. You know.
It was just an example. The thing is like to wait for that mercy to come. And to wait, like even though we know it is in the grab of our hand, but still controlling ourselves so that we want to wait for Krishna to give it to us on our hands. It's not that easy. How to control that urge?
You're longing for prasad, you don't need to control, you can eat. Lord Chaitanya told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, eat right now. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya without brushing his teeth, he ate. Prasad, you don't need to wait. But still, if you have to wait until if you go to somebody's home, you see prasad, if you go and take it, doesn't look good. So you need to have some restraint. I'm sure you have it anyway. So, no, you have it. Don't worry. You have it. But here, don't worry. This is your home, and somebody said, devotees, everyone thinks, everything is for us only. Yes, everything is for you, no problem. Only thing is wait until somebody serves you. Our best thing, you join the department and you start serving. Huh? No, that is there. But initially what you can do, you can get into the kitchen very early. If you're very intelligent, offering comes at 12:30, 12:45 it is ready. You can go upstairs somewhere and take prasad and you can serve. One time Gaurav asked for chilies and they said no. Then a few days later he said, I want to become head of the department for kitchen. And he became. Because once you become the head of the department, what to speak of chili, everything in your control. So I'm just okay. But again, no, there's a continuation. Even if you do that after some time, when you start serving prasad, you lose the taste. How many of you agree? Yes, you lose it. That is the power of service. So, speech. You speak about Krishna or don't speak. One thing that puts us on the, it puts us, it opens us up, is our screen time. Okay, let us see who will read your last week's screen time. Nanditra will read. How many hours every day? Okay, one person. Screen time, how many hours? Little message will come, right? Okay, who will tell your screen time last week? 4 hours, 5 minutes, Haribol. So Prajalpa doesn't mean talking alone. Screen time also. You'll get a message anyway.
You have to turn it on sometimes. It doesn't.
Oh, you have to turn it on. Okay, no problem. 4 hours a day. How long is your screen time? Okay. No problem. One more person, screen time.
5 hours something, Prabhu.
5 hours. Means you're wasting so much time. That is also
7 hours.
somebody is telling 7. Wow. Who is this? No need. No need. No, actually, no. 7 hours means if you add 1 more hour, even if you're a slow chanter, you can finish 64 rounds.
So this Zoom call also counts as screen time only, right, Prabhu?
What is that?
This Zoom call also counts as a screen time or no?
Yes.
Okay, as long as some screen time used for Krishna service is fine, you know. But anyway, basically, be careful. You know, tongue will, prasad is a mind. This mind means avirodha priti, virodha yukta krodha, unrestricted attachment and anger due to frustration. This is Saraswati Thakur. Unrestricted attachment means asatrishna again. What is that? Asatrishna. Actually, in future slides, we see a person who is addicted to sense enjoyment cannot control his or her mind. Bhagavatam Krishna is very straight. A person who is attached to sense enjoyment cannot control his or her mind. That is avirodha. Always your mind will drift to that sense object when you are chanting. How many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It means your mind is dwelling on some subject. Dhyayato vishayan pumsah sangasteshu bhajayati. Is it happy? It will push you to the cycle of birth and death. Be ready for next life. 15th chapter Krishna says, whatever is our activity today, we are preparing our next body. See in the newspapers 50 years ago, newspapers they give 100 years ago. Likewise, Maya also, 100 years ago you did this. That's why there is a reaction today. We are preparing our next body by our activity today. 11th canto Krishna says we'll see that at the end. A person who is meditating on sense objects, for them self-realization is difficult. But if he meditates on me, it'll become easy. So Hare Krishna, Krishna consciousness, Bhakti Yoga demands, Krishna demands full attention towards him. Only for your pleasure so that he'll be self-realized. So Krishna is an Acharya, he gave Bhagavad Gita. While before leaving this world, Krishna gave Uddhava Gita to Uddhava. So 4 Kumaras, when they smelt the aroma of Tulsi leaf, they became ecstatic. We have been drinking gallons of Charanamrita past 15-20 years. Ecstasy kabhi aaya nahi actually. Why? Familiarity. Familiarity. They started new sampradaya. They were Brahmavadis. When they smelled Tasyaravinda Charanasya Parapadarana, Tasyaravinda Nainasya Padarvinda, Kinjal Vishya Tulsi Makarandamaya, Antargata Savirana Chakardesham, Sanksho, Vakshojam, Chusham, Abhita Tanva. They became so agitated when the aroma entered into their nostrils, coming from the Tulsi that was there in the lotus feet of Narayan. They are so agitated, they rejected Brahman realization, they became devotees, started Sampradaya. So say prasadam prayers nicely. I see in Sunday feast, one person has to say Mahaprasade Govinde. But do you sing between yourselves and all people, they stand? Everyone says? Yeah. I stayed in Chennai one time, 99. They would say loud, Mahaprasade Govinda, loud. And you'll hear the other end of the building, you know. So we should recite the prayers. You know, belly, this is the root cause of diseases. Recently I told somebody who is sick, very sick, fast on Ekadasi. Fasting cuts the impurities. It is Ekadasi, you fast and for Krishna's pleasure, you can take fruits or you can take water. And what happens is you are giving rest, plus you are displeasing to Krishna. Prabhupada writes in the same verse, it will cure your diseases related to stomach, genitals, you know, illegal 5 types, thinking, planning, talking, doing in artificial means, that is illegal. Legal marriage, and you can do it for a Krishna conscious children. You know, that is how you will, okay, mind and body, these 5 urges, what you're doing, you're trying to control, discipline, so that you want to bring them under your control. Just eat. One day one brahmachari asked His Holiness Radhana Swami, I love sweets. And however many sweets I ate, the desire to eat is not going away. Recently, I became one of the head pujaris. Means what? You have full access. I started eating. The desire is not going away. Earlier, I had to ask somebody. Now I have become the head pujari. Really, I was there actually. He was also brahmachari. Still there. Radhana Swami said, continue eating. He said that. Aman, if you're happy. Devamada said, if eating sweets is a drawback, is a disqualification to go back to spiritual world, he said, I have no problem taking one more lifetime. He said that many times. So anyway, the thing is here, Maharaj Radhana said, eat. But don't go outside and eat in the shops. Whatever you want to eat, eat here. Prasad, no problem. N number of sweets. But don't go outside. That's the moral today. What is the moral? Enjoy prasad only. No problem. Unlimited. No names, one devotee said, morning and evening every day I took a cup of rabdi for 20 years. Still I don't have sugar, diabetes or sugar, because I ate it as prasad, Krishna's grace. Still he is fully fit. We have to eat it as prasad. So we also enjoy, because there should be some exit. If you cover everything, then what happens? The dam will go away actually. You know? So, there should be some outlet. The Varnashram system is given for that. So, you can serve only one master. Either you serve Krishna or serve your senses. If you serve your senses, it's Godas. If you serve Krishna, you're Goswami.
the previous slide, there was the last mention in the term visiting for food. What does that mean?
Jihver lalaso iti uti daya Vishnodar Parayana Krishna nahi paya. So if I go to their home, they'll give nice food. So if you to satisfy your tongue, you go here and there, Krishna nahi paya, they'll never get Krishna. Just to satisfy tongue, you are going here and there to please your tongue, you'll never get Krishna. You know? So, but of course, devotees are inviting you, you can go. There's nothing wrong. But at one point, you should go to give class and inspire the Krishna consciousness. You should not go meditating what prasad they have made. A person who goes here and there trying to satisfy his tongue can never get Krishna. That's the verse. Jihvera lala sahoy iti utidaya sishno udara. Tongue, jelly, belly and genitals, whoever is trying to satisfy all the time, they'll never get Krishna. Any question? Yes, Mati. Can somebody give her a microphone?
Pass the mic. There is a switch. There is a switch in the bottom.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have one question about owning the shelf at home. So when we cook and offer to the Lord, then we bring the plate back, we wash the plate, and we sit down to eat ourselves, honor ourselves. So with me, several days I describe the shalom there, but my mind is so rushed. Like sometimes I'm half finished up the shalom prayer, but start only at the same time.
Join the club.
So I repeat, stop myself and try to repeat the prayer again. But it's happening so much, my mind is just.
Join the club. Somewhere you have to, whenever you remember, you have to say the prayer. That's all. Even if before you finish, also you say the prayer. That's fine. But your goal is you're eating only prasad. That's fine. Clear? I mean, you're telling, as soon as you see the prasad, you start eating and if forgetting prayer.
No, you start offering prayer, singing the Bhajan prayer, but I am not done with the prayers. 2 lines are left, but I start only at the same time.
Okay, that's what you are telling. In my case, in the midway, suddenly I remember I have not told the prayer. Then I will tell that. That's okay. No problem.
One more question. For honoring prasad, is it based on our consciousness, how we treat the prasad? Like, generally, we say prasadam is transcendental, but can prasadam become contaminated?
No. Prasadam is not contaminated, but Prabhupada mentions, how it's Krishna conscious activity. It's not a Krishna activity. Krishna consciousness.
Right. So it's based on consciousness.
Yes.
Like how we treat it.
Yes.
If we honor the prasadam, treating it as prasad, then it have that effect. If we treat it as ordinary object of sense enjoyment, then
Because at other it's prasad, you'll get some benefit.
right.
But that's why I said, like holy name, how you call? Ajamil called. Why the Yamadutta Vishnu appeared? We chanted. Why Vishnu we couldn't see. So more than what you're chanting, how you're chanting. Same here. More than what you're eating, what was your consciousness? That's where you'll get the benefit.
Somebody has diabetes, let's say, and can he say, okay, it's prasad? It doesn't matter, it's transcendental. I can eat a full bowl.
If you have full faith in his prasad, usually nothing will happen, bro. Raghunath Das Goswami had that faith. He was eating a rotten prasad rejected by flies and cows. That is the faith he had. He never became sick. We never have that type of thing. We'll die on the same day, actually. If you have that faith, nothing will happen.
The question is so important. How do you draw the line between honoring the prasad and overeating? They are saying we don't have to overeat, right? But then expression, that was the line.
Prabhupada wrote a letter to Mother Hladini in India, in Vrindavan. Initially fine, how impurities are there in the heart. This is the only sense enjoyment you can eat up to neck. That's the verse actually where it says, eat up to neck. You can eat. But sometime later, your urge will go down by grace. Then you can start restricting. The devotees only prasad is enjoyment, that's fine. But one point, at some point of life, if you pray sincerely, Krishna will arrange it for you, don't worry. As much as possible, no restrictions with prasad. But only one thing I can tell, I saw Chandramouli Maharaj, I've been saying for 20 years, he will switch on proper lecture and he will eat. I've seen many devotees doing that. So, and listening to Kirtan and it. So, and then this Kirtan, this lecture will tell you this is prasad. You will honor, not eating. Okay. So next one is, what will destroy your bhakti? Atyahara, prayasascha. Prachalpa niyamagraha, janasangascha laulyamcha, shadbir bhaktir vinasyati. Overeating and over endeavoring and prajalpa and doing things that will benefit you, taking the things, angas of bhakti that will benefit you, will do it. But some angas of bhakti you find it difficult, you don't do it. That's called a niyama agraha, niyama agraha. And avoid janasangascha, avoid general populace. Stock market, what is that? What is it? Gargovan Maharaj says this. Anyway, I'll come there. Laulyam, I just brought these verses only to encourage your resolve, but we have a long way to go. But that's why, we have so many things we have to cover today. So what we have to avoid? Atyahara, over reading, anything over accumulating. We'll say manaprasad samyatam, that is a quality of the austerity of the body, a mind we have to practice. So what is the goal of today's program? Unsteady bhakti to steady bhakti. These we are trying to learn. So we have seen yesterday, we saw yesterday, what are the things that are putting us in on the path of unsteady bhakti? Today, we want to jump to steady bhakti, nishta stage. That point you keep in mind. Then we'll go this far, we'll go forward nicely. So one thing is, what is that? Overeating and over-enduring. For example, people they relate time in terms of money. Money is needed to grow this, I'm not denying actually. But it is your over-enduring is so much during chanting, you're thinking of that. It means it's over-enduring. You're again and again thinking of it. It is affecting your chanting, it means you're over-enduring. Atyahar also, reading so many books, reading or that eating too much, over accumulation. So 20 hours your consciousness is outside. I'll invest in stocks. I'll put here. Grosthas need money, definitely, I'm not denying. But your consciousness is outside. Then what happens when you come here to sit and chant for 2 hours? Mind says, hey, what about that one? Is it growing or not? Are you getting any returns or not? Oh yeah, that's I forgot, self. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey, this you have forgotten. You know? What about that property? You know, you didn't send the electricity bill to them. Oh yeah, I'll send electricity. Fifth round, sixth round, you will just what? You will focus on this world only. What is the goal of this program? You want to leave this world because you know very well. You have to leave this world one day, but you have so many strings attached to your neck. This becomes just what do you call, you know, chanting becomes a prayer to Krishna. My Lord, make sure I handle all these things very well. You know, so that I can chant nicely. You are not telling I'll give it to you. Or I'll give you a little bit. But make sure I'm very happy here. How many of you have seen your chanting drifting away left and right? Why? 20 hours you are telling, I want to do this, 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 so that I am comfortable, my children are comfortable, my grandchildren are comfortable, my Indians, Gandhi writes, whatever the assets Indians have, they don't touch it. It should be there. Then I'll earn and add it to it. And the next family will come. Now I will not touch this. I will bring and add to it. That is how Indians become prosperous. Old doesn't know. Rickshawala also has a huge bank account. So then what happens? Prayasa. It's over enduring. Prabhupada has one statement. What is that? Utility is the value. If there is no utility, what is the value? Or at 30 years later, you won't be there, but your great grandchild will buy some car, luxury car, and start doing wrong things. Wherever you are brought back because of this bad karma. You're understanding that? So the point is, over enduring doesn't work. Prayasa doesn't work. You know, that's why Vedic culture is simple living, high thinking. Or you should be very determined, for financial planning and all. I'm not the person, so many devotees in the moment. But make sure your chanting is not affected by these things. That's what I'm trying to do. How you do it, that's fine. I don't know. Janasangascha. What is Janasangascha? In my childhood, there is a yajna in the morning. What is yajna? Newspaper will come. One person will take one sheet. Second person will take another sheet. Third person will take one sheet. So then sixth person, sad, no sheet. And all these 5 people, they'll be holding a cup of coffee or tea. North Indian means tea, South Indian means coffee. And you'll read, then you'll take it. And just ask them, day before yesterday news, do you remember? No. Gaurav Maharaj says it's all useless. Recently, when GBC called me and said, Yugal Kishore, you have no idea what is happening in the world. Do you know that? I said, I don't know. Really, you don't know? No. One temple president told me, he became angry with me. You go to Mayapur, don't stay here. I said, Prabhuji, the problems I have unlimited. I don't want to add another problem to it. I cannot solve those problems. So the point I'm making is, any important news you'll come to know anyway. You don't need to really waste time there. You invest on children, I'm fine with that. Or invest in your career, you do extra round. But Janasangasya means avoid unnecessary things. Where you have to invest and multiply, there's nothing wrong in that. But always your consciousness is this. Chanting Hare Krishna is a spare wheel. When you will use, Krishna will not forget, please my Lord, don't forget me, Janmashtami I'm giving. That is okay at one level. But the audience, that type of audience should not be here. This is for serious people because we want to go to the Nishta. Do you know this? Anodanivarti is the longest phase. Nishta means zup, zup, zup. Then Ruchi, Asikti, one day you'll go back to Godhead. Probably 3-4 years later, you will attend Prema. That much fast it is. What is What delays the whole process? Anartha nivritti. Anartha nivritti is the reason for unsteady bhakti. You're understanding or not? So now we want to jump. It's a big jump. Should I continue? So lead, laulyam. Laulyam means for somebody, karmis, they want sense enjoyment. For jnanis, they want impersonal liberation. For ashtanga yogas, they want siddhis. We saw these things in anardhas. You want mystic powers? Only for preaching, I want mystic powers. All right. Stay in anardha nivritti only. I want to go back to Godhead because this cold is too much. Impersonal liberation. That is another anartha. So Rupa Goswami says one thing that will, yes, laulyam is the one that will ruin your bhakti, but the same laulyam you apply to Krishna. Laulyam ekam api mulyam. How will you make progress in bhakti? Intense greed. Lala Babu, he went to Vrindavan, he saw every temple is dilapidated. No prasad, no kirtan, no bhajan, nothing. He said, I'm a beggar, but my Lord Krishna is rich. But he is not beggar. He was a state owner under British. He went and those days, 300 years, 250 years ago, he sold his whole estate for 25 lakhs. Late 18th century, 25 lakhs means what? More than 200-300 crores today. And he gave it to every temple. He said, 6 offerings, 6 artis, and free prasad. Then immediately all the 5,000 temples started flourishing. But Lala Babu, so beautiful, he would wear kaupin and stay there. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, when they were liquidated their assets, they got 40,000 gold coins. How many? If you have 1 gold coin, your life is like, you can lead comfortable, I think. 40,000 gold coins. 50% they donated for 25% to relatives. 25% he kept it. So that Sanatana Goswami would use it to get out of the bondage from the jail. Sanatana Goswami used it and he got out. And the person who wrote Yukta Vairagya, Rupa Goswami, they were staying under one tree. They were not even attached to the tree. Otherwise, if I have Tesla, people will come to Krishna consciousness. That's Yukta Vairagya. Yes, but what is your consciousness? If you have really have that consciousness, this will bring people to Krishna consciousness. There is nothing wrong. If not, you are not following pure bhakti principles. So laulyam, intense greed. Intense greed. So what is that? Some of you. I'll come to that example later. So where what will destroy our bhakti? Atyahara, overeating, over-endeavoring, prajalpa, loose talk, and niyamagraha. Rejecting the rules, thinking it's difficult, or accepting them because they're easy. And avoid janasanga. Sometimes people come, Modi, immediately. So he'll go to Indian politics, or elections, Corona. You can talk probably 1-2 minutes, there's nothing wrong. If you're not careful, it will drift to prajalpa. And what will encourage bhakti? Enthusiasm. Come to Mangalarti every day. Or do Mangalarti in your home. I'm honest with you. 1 January, I went to Minneapolis. Michigan people should be very happy feeling there is a place called Minneapolis. Why? More cold. Colder. So I said, Michigan is better. Then I was chanting my round. Suddenly, conch, somebody is blowing at 5 a.m. But I have become transcendental or what? Listening to Vrindavan conch, sitting in Minneapolis. I just got down, I came. This wife and husband got up, blowing conch in their home. I told them I've been traveling and I never saw anybody doing Mangalarti at 5 o'clock. My Guru Maharaj gave us an instruction. Mahavishnu Maharaj. We do Mangalarti every day. Amazing, bro. You do Mangalarti every day? Yes, and we finish our rounds. You finish your 16 rounds before Mangalarti, see what happens. You finish your 16 rounds and do Mangalarti and sleep, no problem. There's nothing wrong. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, anybody who attends Mangalarti every day, they'll get direct service to Krishna in the spiritual world. This Prabhu, what is his name? Austin. He's a guru in ISKCON. 45, no, 50, no, he must be 50. Sankarshan Das Prabhu, Sankarshan Das Adhikari. He never missed Mangalarti in 50 years. So, Utsaha. In this, actually, two things are there. One is following the process. Second one, we'll go to the details. First itself is a problem. Then where is the sincerity? You know, Indrajit Maharaj disabled Ragaleka Mataji. I covered actually 2-3 classes I took on her a couple of years ago. I was so impressed. Guru Maharaj, Indrajit Maharaj went to her home and said, oh, this is Ragaleka. Okay. Indrajit Maharaj started looking at the time. Means what? I have to go. It's time to go. It's just 2 minutes over. Okay, what do you do? Okay, this Mataji. Your home is good. And he looked around. There's only one chair. In that one chair, one gold, one sila. I think Bal Gopal, I forgot now. So, your home is nice. She said, this is not my home. This is Lala's home. She's a Russian. So, okay. Guru is speaking. And he looked at the time second time. So, what do you do? Guru Maharaj, you came to Russia 13 years ago. You told me to do book distribution. Since then, I'm doing book distribution every day without fail. As she was talking, he looked at the time. The moment she said, he stopped looking at the watch. You are going to book distribution every day? Secretary said, yes, Guru Maharaj. -27 also, she would be there. And she never missed book distribution. 13 years even one day. Oh, she doesn't have a second sari. Maharaj, she doesn't have a second sari. And she pulled the drawer and she gave him $1,200. This is when Russia fell down. The ruble had no value. And Maharaj said, Maharaj started crying actually. And I started crying and I said, no, you keep it. No, Guru Maharaj, if you take that money, whoever gave me, they will be benefited. You take it. By Krishna's grace, we became gurus, but our disciples are more advanced than us. Wow. And the secretary said, no, Maharaj, she revived the local preaching, she opened the local center that was closed. Wow. The list is endless actually. I can take one class on Ragalek. At the end, Maharaj, no, she said, Guru, but then she was distributing books in the red light area. Prostitute said, because you're taking your association, you'll fall down. Someplace you stop. I will not stop. The Gundas came and said, we'll rape you to death. She said, no problem, I'll come. And Maharaj started crying. What is Lord Chaitanya's grace in the remotest part of this world? I pray for that type of grace. And Maharaj got up, she offered full dandavat. Because ladies don't offer full dandavat. Secretary said, wait. Maharaj said, don't touch her. She is on a different platform. So we should be inspiring to others. That is Utsaha. 3 days we'll go to Mangalarti. 4th day some problem comes. I want to come every day, but some problem comes. That is not every day Krishna gives you problem. only to test whether you have enthusiasm or not. If you have a production support, will you get up at 2 o'clock or not? How many times you told your boss, I cannot get up for production support? Huh? Indians are so timid, they will never tell even one time, even though they have green card or citizenship. That is Indian mentality. But you just say Mangalarti, that's okay. Come to the class. Class ends at what time? 5 o'clock. You will come at 4:45. Because Prasad at 5. 15 minutes to sun liya maine. But it is production support. Will you get up? Fully awake. I'm sure some of you may be doing production support every week. Did you complain one time? I know people in India, they were here, they went back to India, they are working for America in America time, living in India, 15 years, they never complained. Two enemies are deadly, lethargy and laziness. Krishna says, Yendra says, Kaliyuga, we are all mercy case. I know we are all mercy case. No, we have to become sadhana siddha to become kripa siddha. Become a sadhana siddha. Nobody goes to exams thinking they will give moderation. Did you write? You're all, I'm sure, everyone is a scholar here. That's not your attitude. Bring that attitude here. Aribol, I'll do it. And let me tell you, you have so many problems. Kali Yuga. We all took birth in Kali Yuga. We have mountains of problems. Sometimes you come here, you stand before Krishna. No energy. Your last night quarrel. Our last night problem. You come before Krishna, you have a zero interest. Anyone experience like that? Don't say many times or all the time. I joined full time in Yurudna. Every day 3 people only. So how long? It's freezing cold. It's only 2-3 people. You play mridanga. You sing. There is no brahmachari. You're alone. One day I was miserable. I started. Somebody is singing, and I stood before Radha Chandra. Then suddenly I remembered. When you are miserable, that is the best time to convey a message to Krishna. My Lord, I'm miserable. I don't want to come before you, but I came before you for your pleasure. When this line came in my mind, my Lord, I am miserable. I don't want to come before you, but I'm dancing for your pleasure. Like a madman, I started dancing. This guy didn't understand what happened to him. Less than 1 minute or 2 minutes, I became ecstatic. So Krishna is not Krishna is watching. So when you don't have enthusiasm, that is the best time. I don't have enthusiasm, but I am becoming enthusiastic and acting only for your pleasure. In your office, you go, you have a big problem at home, you go like this. Your boss comes, hey, you look so down. What happened? No, I'm fine. Tell me any work. Hey. If you are pretending so much for a little to save the job, how much can you do? Should you pretend for the pleasure of Krishna? Then Ganatarla, that one I showed. That is a solution for Ganatarla. How many have understood? If you know the end result, many times I prayed, I say, he doesn't do it like this. No, he does. They are listening everything, every second. One time Ganeshji started drinking milk. You all remember 96? And so many Radhana Swami said, Radhagopal eats prasad every day. Why there is not so much of revolution? So much of upsurge. He eats every day. But we don't see that. So enthusiasm. Nishchaya means proper translates as confidence. This process will give me end result. If you don't have that confidence, so some of you, 1 year before getting initiation, Where is my Guru Maharaj? Guru Maharaj. 1 month before getting initiation. Wow. Guru Maharaj. 1 month after initiation. Guru Maharaj. 1 year after initiation. Guru Maharaj. 5 years after initiation. Guru. 10 years after initiation. Guru Maharaj came. He will come. I am so busy now. Okay, let me take little darshan. You know, I cannot compare that with marriage, but more or less same. I'm honest. Because it's a relationship. Yes, sir, I'm serious. I meditated so many times on this. It's a relationship. You know? So, no, Krishna, this will award you the highest perfection. That's why Sambandha Jnana is needed. If you are, Sirama writes, if you are without getting clarity on Sambandha Jnana, Abhidheya Jnana you will not follow. There are so many things we discussed. Volume of information. Then you'll feel bored. But if you have full Sambandha Jnana, then following the details of Abhidheya, you will not encounter any problem. Otherwise, some people are there. They'll come, they'll show, hey, well, Krishna, how are you? Janmashtami. You will next Janmashtami only. You know? No Sambandha Jnana. But because you hold a lot, you have some Sambandha Jnana. If you realize it more, Dhairya Prabhupada translates as a patience. Wait. Result will come. You know? Sangatyaga Satovritti. You know? So avoid the association of Mayavadis, avoid the association of atheists. One time, we were building the temple, you can't believe. One person said, I'll drop you to airport. No problem. So, whatever the money we had, we ran out. I was looking for money. I asked him. He said, I'll give. And I went and he gave me 50%. Means I'm your servant at least until I go to airport, right? Then he started Tattva Brahma. You remember I saw one of Tattva Brahma?
Misunderstanding.
You know, misunderstanding spiritual truths. So he started on the topic. And how, I know, what is that? He started explaining this. It's a very serious philosophical argument. I cannot argue with you because I want another 50% from you. You know? I am honest with you. That was there in my mind for a very long time. I was shaken up. You know? I entertained because I cannot get down. It's a 2-hour drive. Reason is, reality, he didn't give that another 50%. You know? But I was literally shaken up. It's like a very consistent attack. You know, very well prepared attack. Maybe you want to be best prepared for that. The point is, if you are not very strong within, Maya will shake you up somewhere. You know, yesterday I was reading one Goswami, you know, Gadadhar Goswami is not Gadadhar Pandit. One more in our lineage. I don't know whether it's Gadadhar Das or not, because the name is the Gadadhar Bhatt. Should be different. Gadadhar Bhatt, he preached to one king. That king, he was very interested. You know, Indians have this fear. My son will become, my husband will become sannyasi. The queen became, she was shaken up. So what she did, she made a plan. She made a plan, and Gadadhar Bhatt would give class every day. So this lady picked up one beggar on the street who was pregnant. She became pregnant. She managed her. So class was going on. Class ended. Everyone was a very advanced devotee. This lady went to him and said, this king was sitting in the front. And said, this lady said, Goswamiji, you know, I'm very grateful for your service to me. Because of you, I could get a child. You know, but now you need to take care of me and the child. Or somebody makes a statement like this is like 500 years ago. And everyone is listening. Everyone is listening. Then Gadadhar was not shaken up. He started speaking affectionately. That will add to the problem again. Because this is an allegation in public. So one devotee went to her and said, brought her little, hey, this is a pure devotee, you will be destroyed. You know what you're dealing with? Fire. Tell honestly, your relationship. She starts shivering. No. Then who told you this? She told everything. The king came to know. King said, I'll reject the queen. But said, no. No need. So the point is, can somebody connect this? The point is, this world is full of trials and tribulations, problems. You know? You want to come close? Okay, he's doing that. I don't know whether it is same Gadadhar who used to preach to tigers and lions. And our same Gadadhar, there is one more Gadadhar. He went to Kazi and told Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, he descended to deliver. You are so simple, Kazi, chant Hare Krishna. Kazi became angry and said, I'll chant Hare Krishna tomorrow. Why tomorrow you already chant Hare Krishna, you chant dancing. I don't know the same Gadadhar, but you know. Anyway, so have the association of devotees and avoid atheists and Mayavadis. You know, Tat karma pravartana, do's and don'ts, follow sincerely. That will increase your bhakti. And now we'll go to the very important part. What is that? How do I jump from unsteady bhakti to steady bhakti? First one is listening, Shravanam. What is the first one? That's it. Develop taste for Shravanam. Lord Chaitanya, what is that? Saram Bhattacharya asked Lord Chaitanya, out of 9 limbs of bhakti, which is important? Lord Chaitanya said, Kali Yuga, Shravanam Kirtan. 2 things that are important are Shravanam Kirtan. So, what is the first one? First one is Shravana Dasa. Suppose you want to have something to ask, sorry. What do you?
About dealing with atheists and Mayavadis. So, but someday we need to face them, right? But we need to defend the philosophy. What is the?
That's why, nice point. We need to study our Shastra very well. One day Prabhupada told one devotee, you go to South India and preach. This American started showing me, Prabhupada, South Indians. Prabhupada said he showed the verses. You speak on these verses. You can defend yourself against Mayavada. You know, it's very important. Reading the scriptures thoroughly is very important. You know, otherwise what happens? You'll become weak. Neophyte means what? Kanishtadhikari means he has faith only on the deity. His faith is weak. You know, so what is that? He cannot defend. Then that type of person should not speak, should not get into arguments. Then he lose. Yes.
Questions. One is just as you mentioned that we have the faith in it. I'm not talking about Palestine, but as a person that if the faith is strong in the deity, then it's okay.
Perfect. You should have faith in that. If you have faith only in the deity, that's a problem. You should have faith in the process. You should have faith in the devotees. You should have faith that Krishna will protect you. Rakshatisyatiti visvaso. Krishna will definitely protect me. Definitely I'll go back to Godhead. If by following the process, definitely I'll attain self-realization. It's very important. What is it? Confidence. Nischaya. This process will give me confidence. Nischaya has another meaning. What is that? Determination. When you have confidence, you will be determined to do it. Right or not? So we'll finish this and we'll come for question answers. First one is Shravana Dasa. Listen, listen, listen. Regularly listen. Read books. Actually, when you read, it's not read, study. By listening to Prabhupada lectures or Guru lectures, you will not get the whole thing. You get bits and pieces. To get a conclusion, you have to study. Then only you'll get an idea. But otherwise, you'll get bits and pieces only. But to get the whole picture, you need to study on your own. So when you listen, Shravana Dasa, hearing, that will take you to Varana Dasa. Varana Dasa means Krishna is a supreme person of Godhead. Spiritual Golok Vrindavan is a reality. I am not his body, but I am a spirit soul is a reality. In between, Krishna will give experience also, you will see also. If I open my cell phone, at least 15-20 names are there, they are not there. That's how Maya works. Initially, oh, they are there. Now sometimes, okay. So Maya is always covering you. When somebody leaves the family will think they'll be under that influence of energy. They will come after some time. 2-3 months later, then they'll understand. They won't come. So Varana Dasa means we are trying to get out of the influence of Maya. When you listen again and again, read and do service, then what happens? Acceptance. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am not the body, but a soul is a reality. Spiritual world is a reality. Golok Vrindavan is a reality. And the Vishnu Tattva is expansion of Krishna is a reality. That's how you'll conclude. In between, Krishna will give you realizations. You will go forward based on your realizations. Realization is from inside. Paramatma tells you, oh, okay. Without that, you will not go forward. Understanding or not? Either you should have strong belief in other person and purchase it as it is and put it, or the realization Paramatma gives you, that will make you go forward. Otherwise, you may be senior after 20 years. Such may, this is reality. And one day one lady asked, what if Vishnu is not there in the causal ocean? That means it's a doubt. When you are weak, you will get doubts. Your chanting is not good for 5 days, you will get doubts. Doubts means samsayatma vinashyate. Krishna says for doubting tamas, there is no happiness in this world nor in the next. You should clarify them. You're getting questions continuously. One day actually, this brahmachari is BTA training. After it is over, they have to go home for 1 month and convince parents that they get the permission from them so that they can join full time. That is the most difficult thing. And this Prabhu is a doctor. He came back. He studies. Another doctor came. He's starting all. He's asking all the doubts. So he said, "You go into the temple and sit 16 rounds without even getting up. Do this for next 5 days." He didn't do that. He's married at least 7-8 years now. So actually, Naranjan Maharaj writes, if you go before Prabhupada, you have so many questions. But in the Prabhupada, you will never ask even one question, all the questions answered. Yes, the power, the spiritual energy. So it doesn't mean getting doubts is wrong. Well, when you're studying something, you can get a doubt. If you get a doubt, clarify or pray. It will be revealed from within. From within. Yes.
Prabhuji, Varna Dasha, like acceptance, is it like acceptance of Guru or the faith?
Acceptance of the process, acceptance of whatever it is. That's what I said. Accepting Krishna as a reality, accepting Gola Vrindan as a reality, accepting the process as a reality. I mean, if I follow this, I'll go back to God, it is a reality. So you're not hovering on the mental plane. Initial days, if you all want, I'll share my one sense of experience. Should I share? This is my first year of Krishna consciousness. I reached 16 rounds also. But I know every time I say, they will do nice things. I never said we do nice things. I did not identify myself with ISKCON. The way now, some heavy arguments. And one day, because if I speak now I reach 16 rounds. Some people have not reached. So the doubts, I cannot open it up. We went to Malaysia. Just a vegetable seller is a devotee. I don't know, Prabhu, I have a problem identifying myself with the process. Then he said, straight, I'll ask you 3 questions. First question, do you accept Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead? I said, yes. Because for South Indians, you all know South Indian mentality. The second one, do you accept Lord Chaitanya as a combination of Radha and Krishna? And if you follow the process given by Lord Chaitanya, you'll attain perfection. I said, yes. So there's a long pause and I said, do you accept Srila Prabhupada as a pure devotee? And if you follow the process, it'll take you back to Godhead. I said, there are so many pure devotees in India. Why only Srila Prabhupada? He said, that is your problem. Develop faith in Srila Prabhupada. Probably initially, when my first 2-3 months, Prabhupada would say, rascal, rascal, rascal. And if he's a pure devotee, why he's telling rascal, And he's a Paramahansa devotee, they won't criticize. This thorn was there in my mind for 3 years. One day I asked one devotee, I came to Chennai. Not 3 years, at least 2 years. I was if he's a pure devotee, why he calls everyone rascal? He said, he's an old man. Whole world is filled with Mayavada. And everyone is atheist or sense enjoyer. Nobody wants Krishna. And these scientists, they're misleading. So in his helplessness, he is calling everyone like that. I think is that Prabhu's purity? Done. Accepted. And everyone has to cross the speed breakers. It's very easy to be God is everywhere. But you say God is Krishna. You have a love for Krishna. Krishna is beautiful. But Krishna is everywhere. How do you? Then one day, 6th chapter, a accomplished Ashtanga yogi can create a planet. If he attains Ashtasiddhis, an accomplished Ashtanga yogi can create a planet. Then I conclude Krishna Supreme Personality Godhead. If we are 10 power minus 4, I can create a planet in my state, in that yogic state. That the Supreme Brahman, why can't he create unlimited number of universes? God is a person, and it is Krishna, he can create unlimited universes. So that either it has to come from within, or someone has to lend his grace. Prabhupada's grace on you, then you will cross the speed breakers. Otherwise, you'll get stuck there. How many of you are understanding, following? Because very important is faith. In Michigan, one person said, I have faith on this, but I don't have faith on this. He's also listening. So, very important to go one stage to another stage. What is that? Faith. Faith. If that, to the extent faith you have, that much extent you will defend. To the extent the faith you have, that much extent you will defend. To the extent you don't have faith or doubts lingering in your mind, Vyuta Vikalpa, doubtful, errant behavior. I showed right the screen yesterday. You will stay there only. But you're getting the gifts of the movement, you're getting the gifts of the process. You're okay with that. When Lord Chaitanya had a problem, converse with, what is his name? Kazi. Kazi said, yes, we know these are the flaws. But because you have taken birth in this process, we are continuing. When Lord Chaitanya shook Prakashananda Saraswati 60,000 sannyasis, yes, we know these flaws. What is the Parinamavada? Instead of giving a direct meaning, Shankaracharya gave a Parinamavada, and we know that, we accepted it. Christianity, there is a book called Apologetics. If you reach PhD in Christianity, there you will come to know all the flaws. But by the time you're already, what is it, bishop or father, so you'll continue it. You're understanding or not? But somewhere one hole is there where cold is coming inside. If the winter, if you leave the door open, what happens? The cold will come in. But by this time, you're already used to it. How many of you understand? So, Varna Dasa means you accept it. Actually, everyone on the altar. Jagannath Babaji Maharaj saw Radharani. He got the grace of, if you go to Surikund, Radharani put the mukut next to him. That print is there. Yugal Kishore Babaji Maharaj is a Siddha. Saraswati Thakur, one day Vamsidas Babaji came and said, Isa Saraswati Thakur, oh, Radharani Sakhi is here, means Radharani is somewhere. He saw Saraswati Thakur and he said this. To Prabhupada, everyone revealed their spiritual form. I am Nayanamana Manjari, Saraswati Thakur says, Gunamanjari, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. Only Prabhupada said. One day, a few Sri Sampradaya people came to Juhu temple and asked Giriraj Maharaj, who is Bhaktivedanta Swami? Prabhupada said, founder for International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And that we know very well. We don't need to come all the way here. If Ramanujacharya is Ananta Sesh, he spread bhakti all in South India, the 2 states, maybe 3 states. Your Guru Maharaj spread bhakti all over the world in 12 years at an advanced age. What is his spiritual form? Prabhupada said, then Giriraj Maharaj said, one person went and asked, Prabhupada said, if I tell you my spiritual form, you'll faint. That's one line Prabhupada said that. If you want, I can tell one more story, but it is off. You want me to tell? I told this before. I told actually Nishkinchinata that the other day I was telling. So that type of stories are there for Prabhupada, not with the Indians, Westerners who don't know anything about Prabhupada. So faith. If you really want me to tell, I will take 2 minutes, because acceptance, Varanadasa is important. Otherwise, in a very weak moment, like when you quarrel with somebody, you fight with somebody, you offend somebody, the grace is withdrawn. 13 rounds over, no taste. Past 7 days, no taste. Past 1 month, no taste. On the top of it, another problem adds up, you're ready to lose the bead bag. It happened to me, not that it's not easy for anyone. Hey, your goal is you'll go back to Godhead. I told recently somebody, Hare Krishna, a devotee of Hare Krishna will die as a devotee of Hare Krishna. He will not live. Why? Because he or she, they know what they got. But you will go back to Godhead. He said, Nayana Srimadaji never missed one Bhakti Ruksha, 6, 7, 8 years. Your grace, the Krishna Krupa, which is going to come after 12 years or 15 years, 20 years, you have done something today that Krishna has watched you. This is what I understood. Something you have done today. You have helped some devotee, you went at the minus 20 degrees book distribution. Nothing happens. No, something happened. Krishna watched you. I'm honest with you, I know this by realization. Sometimes you keep on helping, nothing happened. You lose. No. If you just give a glass of water to a devotee also, Krishna noted it. But if you have offended also, Krishna noted it. That's the problem. Chaitanya Charitamrita Krishnadas Karaj Goswami says, when you do service to devotee, you are massaging Krishna's feet. When you offend a devotee, you are pushing pins into the body of Krishna. You don't know how happy Krishna will be. Somebody massages your feet, you feel good. But somebody pushes pins in your body. That's why managerial positions, temple positions, they're not good actually. You have to offend. Anyway, Varnadasa means acceptance.
Sorry.
You want me to tell the story or go for it? I told this many times.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
I told this many times, but I will repeat for my pleasure. I loved it. So we need to, journey within launch. Bhumadev Prabhu, nobody knows Bhumadev Prabhu as Hare Krishna. The entire gross point, everyone knows Bhumadev Prabhu as a Robert Taylor, the anchor for this TV program, into the mystical. He is actually British. His wife is American. They look perfectly American and British. But nobody knows Bhumadev as Hare Krishna. He was temple president in 1975 in London and Prabhupada disciple. But he was also a psychic. I mean, he told me so many things. It was really fascinating actually that day. So I said, Prabhuji, now we want to do this book distribution. Promote the event. We are doing it in Grass Point. So now I'll put you on the TV and you speak for that, and we'll get some audience. The show was about to start. We went half an hour before, and he told all the things. I'll take only 3 minutes. So Prabhuji and his wife name is Pamela. They are both psychics. There is a psychic association in America. Basically, you read their mind, they read your mind. You invite spirits also. So like your father is not there, so they'll call and speak. This is really amazing actually. And for example, Michael Jackson's spirit, he'll come and he'll speak. It's the America also, these are there. So one day he met one lady and she made a friendship because this is Robert Taylor, famous TV star, my anchor. She said, come to our place. Their friendship is what? I'll read your mind, you read my mind. So he said, all the psychics, they have their own chairs, like a doctor chair. You cannot sit there. So he went, he and his wife. So she invited him, sit down, and he started reading her. She started reading him. And in 3 minutes, wow, golden. She said, golden. And she said, your guru is here. His name is what? Prabhupada. He was shocked. Nobody knows me as Hare Krishna. And immediately she got on the chair. This is the punchline. Your guru has that type of relationship with God. I cannot sit on chair before him. And she sat on the ground. Your guru has that type of relationship with God. I cannot sit on chair before him. He said, Yugal Kishore, believe me, nobody knows me as Hare Krishna. This is 1990. Then she starts speaking. Your guru is telling, actually that time Hare Krishna is going through trouble. Child abuse, so many problems, Neuronavan, all the problems. She said, your guru is so very unhappy for whatever is happening. He was thinking of coming back. But she said, he's telling you, he's happy that you're not part of this. And he froze because nobody knows he's Hare Krishna. And she's telling all these things. And she said finally, your guru is unhappy that you're not reading his books. She said that. He was not reading his books. And but he said, that lady, your guru has that type of relation with God. I cannot sit before him on the chair. And she sat on the ground. How many of you liked it? Amazing, right?
Amazing.
So acceptance. So Prabhupada told, Giriraj Maharaj told his Sri Sampradayas, when they said, no, only one thing Prabhupada said, if you know my spiritual form, you'll faint. Prabhupada never revealed. But Saraswati Thakur revealed, his Nailman Manjari, Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, is a Guna Manjari. So acceptance is important. Then once you accept Varanadasa, then you'll go to the next level, Smaranavastha. Let us finish it. Yeah, finish it. Only thing, let me. So Smaranavastha means remembrance. Actually, that is the next, that's where the whole session will go after break. Smaranavastha means Lord Chaitanya told Sarvam Bhattacharya, what are two things important? Shravanam. So same thing while chanting. If your Shravanam is good, your chanting is good, your hearing is good. Means in chanting both will happen. Shravanam, Kirtan both will happen. If they are very good, it will translate into Smaranam. Krishna will come. Initially you won't. But your chanting is very good because always we are told chant and listen, chant and listen, chant and listen. Shravanam is very good. Hearing of the holy name is good. Your pronunciation is very clear of the Hare Krishna mantra. If this goes on for a long time, it will translate into, how do you know your chanting is good? It will translate to naturally Smaranam. If you love Radha Gopjan, Radha Gopjan will come. Radharani will come. Our government, Nitai Padman Gauri will come. Whatever attraction you have, that is the mind. Mind cannot be emptied. There is no vacuum in the mind. Bad qualities have to be replaced with good qualities. But sometimes we want to empty it. No, it can never be emptied. Then Smaranavastha is again 5 stages. So Krishna will come. Can somebody read the first one? Interrupted because of the impurity. You have so many impurities. What are the impurities? Can somebody recollect? The 4 anarthas. You have so much of sense enjoyment. So Krishna will come. Wow, Krishna is so happy. It's so beautiful. Then, children are there. No, that money is not there. Life out there. How many have experienced it? Krishna is only glimpse. He'll go. It means we are the intermediate stage. We are still, our leg is in the material world fully. We are trying to progress. Then again you chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Then sometimes, Gordhan will come. Wow, Gordhan came an action, then it'll go. He'll come back to Michigan. So this interrupted, after some time it continues here, you continue for years, and then it will become uninterrupted. That will stay there. Means that Krishna, whoever disappears, it stays for a longer time. But if you go further, uninterrupted and concentrated, it's not like a blurred vision. So Nama will take you to Rupa. Nam will take you to Rupa. Like for example, you call your mom or dad. Dad, mom. Hello, how are you? They say. Immediately you'll see them. The voice, you will know where they're standing. The whole thing will come into your mind. How many of you agree? Their word will bring their form into your mind. Here also, same thing. Here also same thing. You're telling Hare Krishna mantra. So Hare Krishna mantra has everything in it. That name will take you to the form. Form will take you to the qualities. Nama, Rupa, Guna, characteristics, qualities. And Guna meditation becomes constant. That's called Anusmriti. That's called Anusmriti. It will stay there. That meditation becomes fixed up. It will not go there. You all know Urmila Mataji, right? One day she's actually a person who chants and hears the holy name. He pronounces clearly the holy name and hears good. But a person, as he is chanting, and he's able to, he doesn't artificially meditate, but he's able to see the images like Govardhan, Radha Gopi, that chanting is a little more advanced. But in further advanced is it's staying there, not that it's coming and going. It's not like interrupted, and it's not interrupted, it's uninterrupted. Then meditation expands and becomes constant. One day, one told me, he goes to Govardhan every year. As soon as he starts chanting, Govardhan will come. Okay, Dankati, then Charanamrita Kund, then Aniyor, then what is the Sankarshan Kund, then what is that? Is Baitak, then Madhvendrapur is Baitak. Then you can just, they'll stay there. You're so much used to it. So what you're doing, you're emptying your material impressions with the spiritual impressions. Then Puchari ka Lota Baba, then you have turned. So likewise, he said, my 16 rounds I just meditate, without distraction it will go. Anusmriti. Then Anusmriti, will uninterrupted, unceasing Anusmriti is Samadhi. That's where, once you attain that state, without interruption, you are saying, Leela, Sampatti Dasa, that is where your eternal relationship is revealed. You all should know, in lower levels, unsteady bhakti, we are trying. No results, very little results. But higher stages, results will come. This is effective, that is executive. Sorry, this is executive, that is effective. Krishna responds. And that's where sadhakas go with confidence. What is our problem? We are at the initial stages. Always Krishna is like this. 10 years also Krishna is like this. But one day Krishna is. So then there is some reciprocation. So this is how we make progress. We'll take a break, but we will take a couple of questions. Any question? Then we'll go to second half. Yes.
Sorry, I'm just trying to understand the acceptance part.
So we talked about doubts. We talked about relation of the doubt with the acceptance. If one is at 100% acceptance or the faith, when we talk about 100% faith, means that person is surrendered. A person who doesn't have any doubt about the process, guru or any of the principles there, what do we say about acceptance? Because according to me, the acceptance is, if there is a 100% acceptance, means 100% faith. 100% faith means 100% surrender.
No. 100% faith is there, surrender is not there. Surrender has 6 qualities. People may have faith, they may not have the 6 qualities. Surrender. One time Varsana Maharaj said, surrender, we have no idea what surrender is. It's a very high term, surrender. Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions it, in the 6 qualities of surrender. So you may have faith, but something is stopping you. Hrudyantasto sranata svagata Krishna, punya srana kirtana hrudyantasto hi apatrani. Vidinod satam nashta praya shabdrisham nityam bhavata seva bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. The second verse is Nishta, Nishtita Bhakti, first verse is Anishtita Bhakti. But their Prabhupada writes almost destroyed. I asked one time, the Kalkan Prabhu came to Nirudnavan, Prabhuji, why it is almost destroyed? He said, you still have ego. You still have the, whether should I accept it or not. That's 4 anarthas multiplied to 16 I showed yesterday. Something will stop you even though you have faith. So you are not fully surrendered yet. That's the point. Right. Any other question? Yes.
Yeah, that bhakti is simple, process is simple. Right? And if you get overwhelmed with all of this, like there's so much, how can I make it simple? I'm
actually, honestly speaking, yesterday I felt this for people. Yesterday was a little difficult. Today is okay. Yesterday was very difficult actually. There's a book called Madhuri Kadambini. Every line is difficult. Every line you have to think, what is this? I have to think of it. Honestly speaking, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, who can give bhakti? That one topic, first 1.5 page, I couldn't do. We have difference of opinions on that. So my simple point is, if you have Sambandha Gyan, then you will not have problem following the different aspects of Abhidev. Radha Govinda Bhagavan ki jai, Bhagavan Bhagavan ki jai. But you should know, Shraddha to Prema, you understood, right? You have little Shraddha, you got initiated. Then Anadhanavati started, impurities you are getting rid of. What is after Anadhanavati? What is the next stage? Nishtha, which will become more steady, fixed up. Nishtha, after Nishtha, taste will come. After taste, attachment becomes stronger, asakti. Then bhava. Bhava stage, you will know your spiritual form. But still Maya can catch you.
So unconditionality happens even to the stage of Bhava, right? Or that's continuous.
It will continue.
So
Yesterday,
even while unconditionality is happening.
let me tell you one thing. Some anarthas, today you are there. Some anarthas will go absolute only when you go back to spiritual world, only when you have prema. That much extent also to be there. In other words, even when thought comes, people are respecting left and right. When thought comes, I don't think I'm fallen. Or a movie song that you watched, Mere Sapno Ki is coming, don't worry, you're fallen. You're on Ruchi only. Ruchi stage also. Some others will show. That's what I showed. It will not shake you up, but it says, I'm still there, you're not a pure devotee. Understanding? That's why yesterday I gave the example. Milk pot is boiled, burnt. Scrap it. It's pitch dark black. After some time, what happens? Because you scrubbed it, some white, some black. Then you do it again. It's almost white, but still something is there. But again, you have to do it. This is like that. So my point to you, Amma, with this many details, I can tell you one thing. It is between Anadhanavati and Nishtha. If already reached Nishtha, you learn this and go forward. If you are not reached Nishtha, you continue doing what you're doing. What all I'm telling is, become more serious. This whole program, this will give you Krishna one day. Become a little more serious. Nayan Sundari Mataji with oxygen, she would come to Mangalarti. That day he said, okay, she came, okay, very good. No, a person has to take bath with cylinder on. When I meditate on that, wow. She was here many times. The price she paid, she got the result. I'm honest with you. Her episode is one of my milestones in my life. One day, Indrajit Maharaj brought a video of Sridhar Maharaj. Sridhar Maharaj is sannyasi, so many disciples, head of Juhu. And I know I have 6-7 stories actually. They're amazing. One day I'll do it. But of course, I have not seen them. I saw only video of this Sridhar Maharaj. This is live. I can't believe. People from different parts of non-devotees are going, hey, what is this? This has given so much faith to thousands of people. Krishna is telling, that's how Krishna achieves. One day I understood, I can never understand Krishna. When Krishna blinks like this, trillion things work. You will get 40% faith, somebody will get 45%, somebody will get a green card. That's why Krishna blinking. So you cannot get, The point is, ladies and gentlemen, Provision Mataji, don't miss the boat. Become a sadhana siddha to become qualified as Krupa siddha. That's why I made a statement. Nobody goes to exam hall thinking they'll give moderation. You will go there fully prepared. Nishkinja, what do you say? You will become fully prepared, right? So what all I'm telling is, hey, please, whatever the 16 anarthas, 4 into 4, try to get rid of. Today actually, I'm going to put you and your husband also in this. I'm going to quote somebody, because unknowingly or knowingly, you're doing that. Nobody will follow all the process. Let me tell you. Somebody is attached to cooking. Somebody is attached to reciting verses. That will come in the second session. Somebody is attached to singing. Somebody is attached to Saran Prasad. Somebody is attached to preaching. That will take you forward. You're understanding or not? So don't be overwhelmed by this much of information. But again, it will grow, it will develop your faith. You're understanding or not? Actually, let me tell you. Until you read, one problem in ISKCON is you chant for 20 years. You don't know where you are. You board the flight. Radhavan Maharaj says this. And at 1 o'clock in the night, you're sleepy. The flight goes on the runway. You get a feeling daily you're traveling. Flight is flying, running on the runway. Then you fall asleep. After half an hour, you'll get up. 1 hour. You hear only do sound. Is it going or not? Yes or no? You don't see any clouds. It's 1 o'clock in the night, 2 o'clock in the night. But don't get on the flight. If you sit down there 16 hours later, you'll come to New York City. But the recent, these books, Kadam was at Kadam Madhuri Kadam Muni and Arsivara Maharaj, that Shuddha Bhakti Chindamani or Jaiva Dharma, they will tell you where are you. You will get PhD 2 years later, or you will get PhD 10 years later, or you have not written qualifying exam. You should not tell, this actually, Bhakti Prabhu Maharaj, sannyas disciple of Bhakti Arsan, he said, after 15 years of chanting, I realized I have not chanted even one round. I don't want to tell that after 15 years. Because you can get the money back. What you cannot earn? Time. Do things correctly as much as possible. And that is the goal of this program. If you're not so much overwhelmed, even if you cannot understand or overwhelmed, don't worry. Because this will happen there. For example, how do you develop faith and GPS? You tell me. Drive 2 miles, like 500 meters, Haggerty Road will come. Haggerty Road came. It doesn't guarantee you that it will take you to Lansing. Haggerty Road came. Then drive another 1 mile, 675 comes. 675 came. How you develop faith? That's what this is all about. Still, it will not guarantee to Lansing. How will you invest in a company? They give dividends after 2 years. Oh, good. Apple is giving dividends. Hey, good. After some time, you'll put all your money there. Actually, I'm honest with you, Yodvikalpa doubtful because many of us don't have conviction. A person, if you don't have conviction, you'll not put your heart there. Many times I said, your 50% energy and your engineering or medical entrance, put it here. You'll enter Krishna. But why you're not putting it? I don't know. ISKCON Silicon Valley, Friday, Saturday morning, they will come, attend Guru Puja. Everyone, including children, they'll go for book distribution. I'm honest with you, we have same crowd, same numbers, little more or less. Why are we not going? Why Seship of faith and book distribution? So much. From child of 5 years to 70 years, they will all go. Why I'm telling this? Hey, get rid of your doubts. You jump in. Simple thing I'll tell you. In our Hamsanita Prabhu's by Parmeshwar Mataji, she will go and cook. Returning from Detroit temple at 11 o'clock, from that place, you need to have a lot of guts. That she has been doing it. One day, Adit Pran invited his friends. They're all his colleagues. I said, do you know Arvind gets up at 4 o'clock? Oh. He dresses Monday here, Tuesday, and 3 days in Detroit temple, he drives it, sir. And he does something here, a Kirtan program here. What is his conviction? Means he's seeing something we are not seeing. Understanding or not? What made you do service for that? What do you call? Devotee care. Means you are seeing something. Either it's Guru Krupa or your conviction. How many of you understanding? Today, whenever he is there, Sri Krishna Kumar comes, but sing, why? Preacher, why is he preaching? Preacher means advocating, means he's fully convinced. He wants others to join. Vyota Vikalpa means unsteady devotees. Doubtful means unsteady bhakti. Means something is stopping you. Something is telling, no, don't invest there fully. But the day you fully invest, you are a guru. You will convince 1,000 people. That is not there yet. Means something is stopping you. Understanding or not? This program is, no, break the chains and do it. See how Krishna reciprocates. One day, if you are like, I'll tell this tiny story. Should I tell? This devotee today has become GBC for Africa. His name is Srivas Pandit. So they were all returning from the program, Bhakti Raksha program. This is Africa, not like America. Suddenly, not police vans, army vans stopped. Hey, wait. Who are you guys? In the middle of the night, 25 people in one place means you people are planning to create a mutiny against the government. What is the punishment for this? Before 6 o'clock, you will be executed to death. In less than 5 minutes, everything changed. They were all thrown in the prison. And now 6 o'clock, 5 hours, get ready. Bring the guy to execute them. And now what is your mental state? You are all singing Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, and you are thrown into prison in 5 hours. 5 hours, you are going to die. What you will do? Some people fainted, some people started crying. First is confusion actually. Time is 4 o'clock. Because this type of thing should happen before sunrise, because no commotion. One police officer, he wanted to give them, change the clothes because they should be cremated, buried. So he said, no, 20 people, they should be executed. They are planning a mutiny against government. And the devotees, they were praying intensely, Hare Krishna. This police officer went to give the clothes. He said, hey, these are not people of mutiny. They're the most peaceful people on the planet. I said, no, but you are a simple officer at the grounds. So you have to reach high command. And devotees are frozen, they cannot speak. So no, these are the best people I know. No, they're doing a lot of service. No. Then he started, not like today communications are very good, cell phones. But this is Africa, not India or not America. But when Krishna wants to act, but not that, you all agree, right? Anything you have to do on that level, you have to really move it. But these people won't wait. Okay, let us wait until they say, no, this will continue. Actually, literally like a movie actually. They were all brought back, get them ready. I said, no. No, I know them. Please, I know them. Half an hour before their execution, they were all released. Now you tell me your faith.
Hare Bol.
Yes or no? Everyone needs Krishna's action or something, some revelation. Then you'll change. I have many more stories like that. Really. In his convent. So my point is, if you have that, you'll go forward. So we have a break for 5 minutes. Before we go for 10 minutes. How many of you are liking it?
Hare Bol.
So we'll continue on this next level. And once we come back, 10 minutes break. 4:55 will join. Until 5 o'clock is fine. Okay. But people are leaving. Okay, go ahead. Speak at the microphone.
Actually, two questions. So is conviction different from attachment? And they're different because sometimes I might not be convicted. I don't have that full conviction, but I'm very attached either to the process or to my guru or to Prabhupada. But I'm not convicted. I'm not having that. Is that okay? Or like, how do I go from there? There are times that I go through that. This is a personal
You
question.
should ask this question when everyone is there. It's important actually. We'll discuss. So there is a break for 15 minutes and we'll join.